Welcome everyone to this week's version of the Kitsap Weekly Market Stats. My name is Joey Walker. I'm with the Dupuy team at Keller Williams West Sound. My number is 360-265-3205 if you need to get a hold of me. If you have any questions about what we're going to go over today, I'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you. We go over the stats and then hit on a little bit of a topic, a hot topic that's going on in the world of economics these days, and then and that'll be it for this week. You'll notice a few little red stars here, and these are indicators of a continued market shift. All right, you've been accustomed now for a couple of years. Sellers had all the power, the prices went up like crazy. When is this ever going to end? Well, we're getting more and more evidence now, more and more trends, weeks and weeks of evidence that show us that we are in fact in a market shift. Not a collapse, not a crash, a shift. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right in. New. How many new listings did we have this past week? We had 77 new homes hit the market. This has been a pretty big dip from the summer when we were up in the 120s, 130s every single week. Okay, so this past week we're at 77. Could be because of the time of year, kids are back in school, people are just getting ready for the winter, back in work, vacations are over, whatever. But 77 new homes in all of Kitsap County. Okay, this is a stat I never really went over with prior to 6 months ago, but because it was so low. But we are seeing more and more homes go back on market. In this past week, we had 18 homes go back on market, meaning they had an offer accepted, and for whatever reason, the sale, the PSA, the offer was terminated, and the home went back on the market. This number was 0 to 1 for a couple of years there during that huge boom. Just if you got a house, you weren't getting out of it. Now people are getting their inspections and whatnot, and they are being a little bit more picky, which is okay. That's how the market should be. List price reduced. This was another big number that's been now trending for a few months now. We had 109 homes lower their price this past week. And when you compare that, we're going to go over inventory, so the entire market as a whole. It's a good 20 to 25%. Every single week, people are lowering their prices. All right, that number was in the single digits for the longest time. It was boring, nothing. But again, the star indicates that this is part of a shift. Sellers are still looking at their values online and whatnot, and they're thinking that's what I'm going to get. But because of what's going on in the world of the economic world, the market's shifting, and now they are chasing their number, chasing their mark. Okay, back in May, I'd say mid-May is when we were at the very top of the curve. And now we're kind of coming down and people are chasing it. Okay, it could be a week that's been on the market, or it could have been now a couple months. But 109 homes lowered their prices. Let's look at actual activity levels. Last week, 134 homes accepted offers. 134 offers were accepted. 87 actually sold. We're having this big 40 to 60 number gap here between solds and pendings now for weeks now. Now, you have to understand this is directly related to last week, okay? Now, these homes that sold were from 4 or 5 weeks ago, okay? So they're not directly correlated as far as the time frame, but as long as we're having this trend of this gap, it's telling me that a lot of homes are pending but then not selling for whatever reason. They're falling out. They're going back on market. We talked about that earlier, okay? But still a good amount of homes. So let's think about this. We had 134 homes get offers accepted, taken off the market, all right? And they're going through their closing process. We had 77 homes go on the market. That's a pretty dang big gap. Almost twice as many homes went off the market as on. So what kind of effect is that going to have on our inventory numbers? They went down. We have 565 homes now on the market in all of Kitsap County, okay? And that's including condos. All right, so without condos, it's 542. So there's 23 condos out there for you condo people. Okay, so inventory is going back down. Well, we're at a really interesting point now in how economics work, because our inventory is going down, so our supply is going down. You would think prices would go back up, but in fact, I'm going to skip to that. The average sold price was $554,000. Okay? And that is actually down about 4% from just 2 weeks ago. Okay, so we're at a crossroads here. Inventory is going down. which usually means supply's going down, which means demand goes up, which means prices go up, but they're going down. There's a lot of curves in the road right here, okay? So this number is a little bit volatile. It kind of fluctuates a little bit depending on what, if you have a couple multi-million-dollar homes sell in the area, they could fluctuate the prices. But we want to look at the trend line, and the trend line is showing, again, a star down, okay, a shift. Days on market, another indicator of a shift. This number was down in the single digits a few months ago, 6 months ago. Now we're at 24. So the average home right now in Kitsap County, if you put it on the market today, average will be sitting for about 3.5, 4 weeks before an offer is accepted. Sellers, you gotta realize we're in a shift right now. While you might still get an offer that first weekend if you're in a very desired neighborhood and your home's just maybe below market value, just expect the home to sit for a little longer than what you're used to. Then if you had family or friends that sold their house in the last couple of years, you probably heard that they got multiple offers in the first 2 days or the first few hours even. It's crazy. We're going back to more of a normal market. It's shifting, okay? 24 days, so just had that expectation. And finally, the stat that really, really surprised me last week, was the first time I've seen it hit this certain mark, continues. Last week, what was the average sold price compared to its original list price? As you know, homes, just because they're put at a certain price, most of the times they don't end up at that price. It can go up, it can go down, okay? And last week, for the first time that I've seen in years, the average home actually sold below its original list price. This time last year, that was 7 to 8% above. That tells you how much things have changed in a very quick manner. Real estate's very slow, but we are actually seeing things shift very quick. We live in a society where it's a lot of instant gratification, I want instant results, but in real estate, you kind of have to wait and see what happens. Okay? So for the first time last week, and it continues this week, homes are, on average, are selling below list price. Another sign of a shift. Shift, 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 shift. Almost half the stats are pointing towards that, okay? So that's the stats for this week. We'll go at them next week. I do every Wednesday or Thursday. I'll try to hop on and go live with you guys to show you what's going on. Before I head out, big topic in the world of economics, in the world of our in the economic world that really affect real estate is recent reports came out from the Fed. They did their study. The reports found, and they were expecting inflation to finally go in the negative. So a negative percentage, meaning that we've kind of hit the top of inflation. They really expected that after the July report. August report came back and it actually went up 0.1%. Now, 0.1% might not seem very much, but it's just the fact that after all of these adjustments that they've made to the interest rates, they thought for sure by now in August we're going to see it go on the decline. We're going to finally see inflation go down. So the fact that it went up is just, the Fed's going to have to make a move now. And they're prepared to make a move. Everyone's prepared that the Fed is going to now raise interest rates once again, 0.75 or 3/4 of a point. Some are predicting maybe even up an entire percentage point, which that will then have an instant effect on buyers. Okay, this is the part that's really important. That'll have an instant effect on buyers because now their rates are going to go higher for taking a loan out, right? So they'll have less buying power. But sellers, it's a longer, you're going to have to wait to see 6, 7, 8 months what that rate has effect, okay? Buyers, it gets instantly switched for you. You go to the lender and ask for a loan, bam, it's already going to give you, you can have less buying power. It's just how it works, okay? Sellers, you're going to see it more in this. These list price reductions are going to go down. The average sold price is going to go down, okay? All the logistics point towards that, okay? So inflation continues to rise. You might have noticed maybe prices went down at the pump, but overall in the grand scheme of things, August showed it still went up. The Fed has to beat this inflation. Okay? It has to tackle it, it has to punch it. And the way you do that is raise interest rates. And that's what they're prepared to do. So buyers, if you are looking to buy, like if you're like prepared, you're just kind of you're just kind of thinking about it, you better get on the phone now with your lender, because here at the end of the month, you're going to have the same exact pay, but now you have less buying power. Okay, so buyers and sellers, you have to realize the party is probably over. I mean, you still have a lot of equity built into your home. It's not like it just disappeared. So all that equity that's built into your home the past couple years is still there. It's just, you just gotta have more realistic expectations now. Because if buyers don't have as much money, there's not many buyers out there not qualified to buy your home, you just can't expect floods of offers to keep coming in and floods of showings. Because a lot of buyers out there, a lot of people use money from their retirement accounts, from the stock market, and I don't know if you looked, it's not pretty right now. So sellers, you need to combat your expectations, adjust them. Buyers, if you know you're going to be buying, get to a lender before that rate is adjusted again. Because that rate, or that pre-approval should be good for a few months. Okay. All right, that is it for this week. Again, my name is Joey Walker. I'm with the Dupuy team at Keller Williams West Sound, 360-265-3205. Thank you so much for tuning in. The replay of this will be on our YouTube channel. So Dupuy team, go on YouTube, our YouTube channel, just type in Dupuy team. You'll find us there if you need to catch up or want to share it with anybody else. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.